Now, the fact that Gizelle didn't even have a package, y'all, for this part 3 of the reunion, I know y'all saw it. I'm late. It's okay. I'm here now, and we're going to talk very briefly about it after this introduction. Let's go. Ready or not. Ready or not. Here I come. Can't hide. Gonna find you and then yo. I play my enemies like a game of chess where I rest. No stress, don't make sense. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm B Renee, and this is B Renee Says, where I talk about my life in the entertainment industry as well as a full-time working professional. I also talk about love, life, relationships, and everything in between. Please be sure to hit that like button, share, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any video I drop. Now let's get into it. Okay, so y'all, part 3 of the reunion picked back up where Monique is out and she's showing the video from her phone of Stacy or somebody having a conversation with Stacy about Chris Samuel, saying that Monique was filming with her kids. That was what the lie was told on the video, as well as the rumor about Stacy dating him. She denied everything in typical Stacy fashion. Now, Kay keeps driving this point home about Stacy, and it's like to the point where it's ad nauseum. Like, to me, in my opinion, Cookie is the one who was really causing all this conflict, all the drama. And for those of you who don't know, Cookie was the lady that was in, I forgot how many episodes she was in. She was in 2. I do remember specifically the episode she was in where she was sitting down to eat with Ashley, Gizelle, and was it Kay? Somebody else was there. I can't remember who, but I know she was at that table when they were talking about the rumor, as Ashley brought the rumor about Stacy dating Chris Samuels. So they talk about all of that and basically wrap it up. But I did see recently that Monique said she may do a live, but basically she believes that now after all of that, after the taping, because they taped the reunion prematurely before the season ends. So after all that, all the dust is settled, she doesn't believe that Stacy had anything to do with it. Like I said, in my opinion, Cookie is the one who's causing all these problems. So they move on. The next package, they're talking about hosting and how a difference between Gizelle and Angel's trip, Giselle's trip to Nevis. Kay tried to insert that, there's problems on every trip, but no running water and things like that. That's just unacceptable. And I'm kind of with Angel on that, but also I do sympathize or empathize with her because Gizelle is a hazer. That's her MO. That's how she moves. She's like that with every new person that comes on the show that's not a friend of hers. We've seen it every time. We've seen her flip on Candace. We've seen her flip on Wendy, even though they're good now, allegedly, for the sake of the camera, in my opinion. But they talk about the 2 trips and how Andy shadily mentions that the trip has never ended like at a gas station, which is really the season finale, the season finale, season 10 did end. They were at a gas station, which is true. So Karen does come out. And so basically it was Karen versus Wendy segment. They're talking about the reflection of their friendship over the past year before Karen went in to do her time. And they mentioned that Karen did not thank Wendy. And Wendy mentions that Karen is not her friend. So the reason why they fell out, which is really silly, is that Wendy's saying that Karen betrayed her first. And Karen said, no, you're the one who did it. So, and then they show that clip of them talking about Karen bringing up the fact that people were calling Wendy's mother a witch. She said that in reference to the conversation. She wasn't come out and blatantly saying your mama's a witch. That's not at all what Karen said. So I'm kind of with Karen on that. That is all kind of weird. And again, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, Gizelle did not have a package, y'all. Gizelle did not have a package at all. So she mentions, and I should have the clip here with a screenshot of it, rather. She mentions that basically her dad's wife got everything, pretty much. That sums it up. She could have focused a little more on that, but again, even like when they wrapped up the last episode, talking about like what they went on to do or their accomplishments, it was just her daughter pledging, aka. Honestly, that was the only thing they really talked about. They talked about the court case. So they actually come back to Wendy. Maybe that's why Gizelle didn't have a package. I don't know. Maybe they thought that it wasn't necessary. But it comes back to Wendy. Wendy says who surprised her the most, and she said Gizelle, which was sweet. Gizelle, not you know what? I lied. Not Wendy. Or did she say that? No. I'm getting my people mixed up. Karen said that Gizelle surprised her with how sweet she was being to her, leaving her notes in her mailbox and all those things, which I thought was cool. To me, like the Karen interview that they had, which was the very last episode of the season, to me, for the most part, based on how Karen usually goes on TV and on camera, I feel like she's being accountable for her sobriety and for her journey. I think that time in prison did humble her and opened up her heart. Because Karen, to me, I love Karen. I think she is a very nice lady. I actually was fortunate enough to meet her, but I think she's super nice. I think that she comes from humble beginnings. She's always shouting out Surrey County, Virginia, which is where she's from. I just like Karen. I think Karen is definitely needed with this ensemble cast. I think her and Gizelle are definitely the co-anchors, I would say, even though Gizelle don't do nothing. But Gizelle is Potomac. At this stage of the game, 10 years later, Gizelle is Potomac, just like, in my opinion, Nene Leakes is Atlanta. But I digress. So that was basically the episode, y'all. They just went back over the season. They went back over everything that happened last year before Karen went in for Karen's segment. And that was pretty much it. They talked about their achievements over the years. And what I want to know is, who do y'all think should not come back next season? What do y'all think? I'm not sure. I definitely want Kay gone. I thought I saw a post earlier about Kay leaving, which I'm going to go research that and probably going to do a video about it. Because if it is, glory, hallelujah. I think that Jazzy should stay. I think they should keep Jazzy as a friend, or bring Jazzy on as a flute holder. Keep Monique as a friend, because I'm loving Monique's energy and her zen, and I think it's needed. To me, she's like a Cynthia Bailey at this point in her life. For Potomac, I think she would be a really sweet transition between some of these relationships with these ladies. But that's just my opinion. I do want to know what you think. But before I go, I have some screenshots up here from between Kay and Jazzy. Apparently they got into it after the airing of part 2 of the reunion, where they had their little exchange and they were going at it on social media. I'm leaving it up here for you guys to look at. Let me know what you think. Please leave me a comment. What do you think? Who should come back for Potomac next season? Even though it's not up to us. But we are invested in this Bravo sphere, so we want to know, I want to know, because this is my platform, what you think. So please be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll be notified any video I drop. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.